talking sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. I'm your host, Mina SayWhat, and we're 100% digital, 100% live, and 100% real. Let's count them down. Welcome to the Shot Clock. It's our digital sports show. I'm your host, Mina SayWhat. I'm tired today. What a night. We got to talk about the Super Bowl. There's a lot we got to get to, but the whole point of the show is we're on a shot clock. So I'm starting it now. 20 minutes on the clock. I want to bring in my brother, Sean Bell, Fox 29 sportscaster and host of the Zero F's Given podcast. Hello, Sean.
What up, man? Whew, I'm tired. I'm annoyed. I'm a little upset. There's going to be a lot of hate out of me today.
I'm going to be right on the bandwagon. Normally, I try to balance you out, but today I am there. Okay, let's get right to it. Super Bowl 55 recap. Of course, congratulations to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who beat the reigning champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, last night, 31-9. The Chiefs did not score not one touchdown. The Bucs defense really shut down Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill. I mean, I was expecting more out of this game. It was very underwhelming. Sean, your thoughts?
It was trash. It was trash. Like, everything about this whole Super Bowl experience was trash to me. And we're going to get into it more later. But when it comes to the refs being awful in the first half,
right?
Kansas City Chiefs just stinking the bed, acting like they've never even been there before when they just was there last year.
Right.
And then the commercials, not so super to me. Halftime show, underwhelming. Everything about the experience was trash. And then you got to see Tom Brady, a person that we don't really like that much, get his 7th ring.
Do you think that the Bucs kind of had like a home field advantage in a bit? Do you think that played a small part in it?
100%. This is the only time in Super Bowl history that the team got to play at home. Right. So, yes, you got to listen. All these players are all about tradition, right? They're all about routine. So you get to sleep in your own bed, sleep at the team hotel, eat the food you usually eat, routines. And you're coming in feeling super comfortable, super cocky. The other team, Kansas City, flew in the day before the Super Bowl. No one's ever done that before. The day before because of this pandemic. So, yeah, Tom's chilling. Gronk is chilling.
Right.
We're all chilling. And meanwhile, Kansas City Chiefs, it's a problem.
I definitely felt like they were very comfortable out there. They just had like a different vibe from the beginning. I just felt like they just were more dominant, more comfortable. And I wondered if it's because literally they're home. Now let's talk about Tom Brady because people hate him because he's good. Let's be honest.
There's a lot else to hate about Tom too.
Well, he's good. That's the bigger thing. He rarely does anything wrong. He rarely says anything wrong, with the exception of who he supports politically. But he's a beast on the field. We have to say congratulations to him, to the MVP of the game, Mr. Tom Brady, at 43 years old. Good God, the man has been in the league for 20 years, 10 Super Bowl appearances, 7, count them, now 7 rings, 5 MVP trophies. I mean,
listen, he has a better chance at making the Super Bowl percentage-wise than Steph Curry has of hitting a 3.
Come on.
You think about how crazy that is? Steph Curry hitting a wide-open 3. Tom Brady has a better chance at reaching the Super Bowl. It's greatness. But I will hate. I told you I was going to get some hate in today.
Okay.
Listen, it's not just Tom. This team is stacked. He's always with a stacked team. Yes, he is the GOAT at what he does. But this team had 9 points. They held Patrick Mahomes to 9 points. Are we going to give credit to Todd Bowles and that defense? Or are we just going to give credit to Tom Brady? Tom Brady was great, but he picked a great team to go to with a lot of talent, and that's why he's still on top.
And they really locked down Tyreek Hill. I mean, he couldn't get open for nothing. I mean, they really just shut it down. Now, you mentioned Gronk. They're like the tag team duo at this point. We thought this was going to be their last game. And then at the end, here come Tom Brady talk about, we'll be back. Could Tom do this without Rob?
I mean, yes, he's won a Super Bowl with Gronkowski hurt or out. So, yes, he could do it without Rob, but it's just way more fun. You know what I mean? Rob is just that big, lovable idiot. You know what I mean? He's not very smart, but he's fun. He spikes it very hard. He's a big dude. So, those dudes are going to come back and try to do it again next year, and I'm going to hate some more on it.
This is like the reincarnated like Mike Lowry and Marcus. You know what's crazy? Sidebar. I remember being in the club with 50 Cent a couple of years back, and Gronk just kept buying bottles. Like bottles and bottles and bottles and bottles. And I'm like, yo, how many bottles is this guy gonna drop? Yo, he's a beast.
He's a top tier frat boy.
Absolutely.
Like, there's no frat boy, whoever, if you went to college, you met that dude.
Right.
He may not have been the star football player, but you met that dude. He's that guy in the club, at the frat house, drinking everybody under the table, and then waking up the next morning to go for a run.
And winning a Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about one of the more glaring things for me was really like all the egregious COVID violations. I literally felt like I was getting COVID from watching the game. So there were 25,000 real fans, 30,000 cardboard cutouts, but it still looked very packed. Now, some of the cardboard cutouts included some celebrities. So some people were safe. There's Tyga with his shades. There's YG with some little white girl sitting next to him. 2 Chainz was definitely in attendance. It's not a Super Bowl without DJ Khaled. Khaled was definitely there. We the best. We also had some celebrities in real life. Meek Mill was there with his bestie. Michael Rubin from the Sixers, of course, Robert Kraft. They're seriously BFFs at this point. Like, they are at every major game. You see Cardi B there with
Is there a third Migo? Like, what happened to Takeoff? He's never anywhere at any time. Like, it's only those two, Quavo and Offset. Does Takeoff even like people?
He's very low key. I was surprised he wasn't here, though. I was also surprised Sweetie wasn't there. Like, like Offset got Cardi. Where's Sweetie, Quavo? So, yeah, A-Rod's in this picture too. Shaq. And the bigger thing is there's no mask here.
Listen, it's Florida. First of all, if most of these people are coming from Atlanta, who don't really care, and we'll get to that later, and now they're in Florida. Have you ever seen a mask in Florida? Like, no, okay? So it's just going to be a bunch of people, COVID spread. It doesn't matter. Like, that's how they do in Florida. And I hope you saw all the bars and clubs after the Super Bowl. Nuts. Craziness.
What we did see was a lot of celebrities in these commercials this year. I've never seen. So, I mean, it was like almost every commercial had a celebrity. We had Lil Nas X in the Logitech commercial, Post Malone, Budweiser. We saw Lil Baby in Rockstar Energy, Snoop Dogg in Corona, Cardi B in Uber Eats, Michael B. Jordan in the Alexa commercial with his shirt off. But the commercial that took the cake, State Farm bought in the big guns. Watch this.
Hey, Ratchets, look, I'm you.
Jake from State Farm. You couldn't find a stand-in who looked anything like me?
Have you seen mine?
It's like looking in a mirror, right?
Now that one makes sense.
Look, guys, I don't even have a stand-in.
Of course you do.
Hold on, is that Drake?
That's right. Drake from State Farm.
Like a good neighbor. Like a good neighbor. Stand-ins don't have lines.
Oh, okay.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Drake is looking like a zaddy in the commercial. And I'm not even a big Drake fan, but I was like, ooh, there's something about Drake in the State Farm shirt that had me going during the commercial.
I'm sorry. This was more mid. This was more mid to me. Like, this was a mid commercial. Like, was this commercial really funny, or are we just smiling because we love Drake?
No, I mean, it's Jake from State Farm and then Drake from State Farm. It's
not funny. It's not. It's mid. I felt like all the commercials were super celebrities that made you smile, but didn't really make you laugh.
I agree with that. Okay, moving on. We're still in the playbook. We're so behind time. The All-Star game is happening. Players are not happy. This is really weird because the NBA season not only has all these COVID health protocols, but they started late. They have a shortened season. They had a short off season. They came into the season thinking there was going to be no All-Star game. Now they've just announced it's going to be happening March 7th in Atlanta. Out of all things, which is a COVID nightmare. We just mentioned nobody wears a mask there. It's going to turn into COVID city. A lot of players had things to say about this. A lot of people not happy. LeBron James being very vocal. He said, I have zero energy, zero excitement about the All-Star game. I don't even understand why we're having it. It's a slap in the face. Kawhi, we all know why we're playing it. It's money on the line. It's money over health. When I read that, Sean, I could hear you in my head because you've literally said that about sports and COVID for like the past couple of months. Giannis, that he doesn't care. He can't see his family. Why would he like, care about an All-Star game? And then James Harden, he said, it's just really draining to play all the games in the week. And they were looking forward to having that week off to relax. That's not happening.
Well, we know why James was happy for a week off. Shout out to James. You know what I mean? Visiting a few choice spots in Brooklyn as we speak. But I've always said it. It's all about the money. Shout out to De'Aaron Fox. He was the first person I heard of the Sacramento Kings is saying, "Yo, he flat out said this is stupid, right? Why are we doing this? Players aren't allowed to hug after the game.
Right?
We just hit each other, sweated on each other, but you don't allow us to hug. But you expect us to play in an All-Star game." It's money over everything. That's what it is.
And they can't go outside. They can't really like travel to see their family members. Some players don't live with their kids. You can't see your kids. You know what I'm saying? But you want me to go down to the All-Star game and risk getting COVID? We're not going to get into that. Let's talk about Carson Wentz. Sources are saying that he wants to be traded. This is not the first time that we've heard this. There's a lot of talks that it's actually going to happen and that the Colts are a team that's interested. What are your thoughts on this, Sean?
Yeah, it's sounding like over the next couple of days. And some people are saying it might be to the Bears for Nick Foles to come back. So there's a lot going on there. I'm one of those people who actually might think that Carson Wentz was told he was going to be traded, and that's why he hasn't spoken to the media yet. So it's something that's going to be inevitable. Neither person wants to be with each other. So Carson's going to be traded over the next couple of days, and it's a high trade market. Some people say they can get a first-round pick, and if you could do that, you better do it.
Yeah. I've been reading reports saying that he's uncoachable, that he doesn't follow, specifically with Doug, he wouldn't follow any of his play calls. It just seems like he's not happy here, to be honest. And he hasn't really come out and said anything. And I think for me, that's really what the problem is. Like, if people are saying that you want to be traded and that's not true, you should come out and say, I don't want to be traded. I want to be with this organization. I'm happy here. But because he's not saying it, makes me believe that he does want to be traded. And if you want to be traded, you can go, bruh. If you were putting up points and playing to the best of your ability, this Jalen Hurts conversation wouldn't even come into play, period. But you weren't playing your best. And you allowed this guy to come in and really kind of show you out. So don't be mad at that. Put some points up.
Yeah, but to be fair, this organization sucked around him too. So if this organization sucked, if you're in a bad relationship with a bad man,
right,
and you're cheating, but he's cheating too, what are we talking about? Let's just go our separate ways. I think it's one of those situations.
I agree. If you want to go, go. That wraps up the playbook. Let's get into our word from our sponsors.
Were you hurt in a car accident? Call 1-800-HURT-NOW. Injured in a slip and fall? Call 1-800-HURT-NOW. Hurt at work? Call 1-800-HURT-NOW. Get the help you need now. Our guarantee, we win or it's free.
You're checking out the Shot Clock. This is our digital sports show. I'm your host, Mina SayWhat. Sean Bell, Fox 29 and 0S Given podcast is joining me. So let's get into high fashion. This is where we talk about all the fashionable sneaker drops. Sean and I were going back and forth about this on our group chat. Nike has unveiled the very first hands-free shoe, completely hands-free. Look at that. It's called the Go Fly Ease. And if this is not a lazy sneaker, I don't know what. Is this where we are when we can't even tie our shoelaces anymore?
But I'm about to make you feel bad because Nike said they made that for somebody who was disabled that had struggles, right? But listen, Mina, you're young, you're healthy, you look good. Me, on the other hand, I got bad hips. The doctor told me I might need a hip replacement. I got bad knees. I struggle to put socks on. So these are right up my alley. I'm copping one ASAP. It's old people stuff. You young. Wait till you get to my age with bad hips.
Maybe that's what it is. But I appreciate that. And Nike is always leading the charge because of that, because they're very innovative. But there's something about like lacing up your sneakers, especially when your sneakers are dirty and you wash them and then they're like crispy white and you put them in and you're like, oh, I'm killing them. You see my laces? And then you tie them with the little bow. There's something about that I enjoy. No,
even if I had good hips, lazy me. I want to be lazy. Just throw. I wish someone would put my clothes on like this is Coming to America and I'm in Zamunda. Just put my stuff on for me.
Prince Hakeem.
Exactly.
Moving on, let's get into what's trending. Continuing with the Michael Rubin, Meek Mill situation. They were hanging out with Lil Baby and did the June Bug challenge. I am over this challenge already. I'm over every challenge. Every week there is a challenge. We need to find something else to do. So they basically were all kinds of close together. There's no social distancing, no mask. There they go. All clumped up together. I believe those are Michael Rubin's kids. He's good with that. He's always with his kids.
You know what this looks like? This looks like back to college. This looks like the star athletes going to the frat party. And they're like, oh, look, the star running back is here with us. Let's do a TikTok. Like, that's what that looks like.
It's a mess. I don't even know if everyone's doing it right. Okay. But no one has done the June Bug challenge at the Super Bowl. So that's something. Really quickly, I want to talk about this because when the Sixers season first started, no one was asking Joel about being a father. And it was really starting to get under my skin because I'm like, he just had a whole baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody cares how this is affecting his play. Is it affecting his play? Someone finally asked the question, okay? Here's Joel on fatherhood actually making him a better player.
Grow every single day makes me better. I think that's also part of, me also being better this year. I wanted to grow up and see his father be, at the top of his game.
See, look at that.
Hey, man.
The baby is the reason why he wants to be at the top of his game. A baby will do that, man. It'll make you better.
It changes your perspective, man. It's just like, all right, I don't need some of these other things in life, whether it's challenges, like you just said. I just need to just take care of my kid, make sure they look up to me at the end of the day. So make sure I'm great at everything I do. So yeah, that'll put some motivation to you.
Sean don't like to talk about his personal life, but he got a little baby at home. So is that what Lil X does for you, Sean? It makes you want to be the best sportscaster ever?
See? Yep. I mean, that's what happens. So yeah.
All right, let's get into another word from one of our sponsors.
We've seen how far this game can go, so we take it and run.
Making moves like nobody.
For everybody.
We don't move within the lines.
We move beyond them. Hennessy, the spirit of the NBA.
Yeah, shout out to Hennessy. We are 17 minutes into the shot clock. We're kind of doing all right, okay?
We're back on track.
Yeah, we speeded it up a little bit. Let's get into the shoot your shot. This is where we talk about all the players' love lives. I mean, Ciara is over the moon regarding her husband, Russell Wilson. Russell was named the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year, as he should be at the NFL honors. And Ciara had this to say on social media: "You are the most selfless, loving, and caring person I know. Your heart, dedication, and commitment to taking care of others is truly what sets you apart. It's one of the most beautiful and attractive things about you." I mean, she goes on and on there. She's just proud of her man. Look at her.
Hey, they both did a 180. Let me say that, because what they were with in the past, I'm glad it's in the past, and I'm glad they got together, because both their situations wasn't right. So salute to them, and salute to Rodney McLeod, who is up for this award, still doing great things in the community. So shout out to Rodney from the Eagles.
Absolutely. And his wife too. Him and his wife do a lot of charity work in the city, and we appreciate them for that. It seems like to celebrate this honor, Cece and Russ were at the Super Bowl, and they were hanging out with none other than Mr. Roger Goodell. I would love to be a fly on the wall to see what is going on here. And in the video, Ciara's really talking to Roger, and Russell's sitting there like, what is going on here?
Russ is like, I want to watch the game, guys. Can we stop? You ever been at that Super Bowl party? Everyone's talking like, there's a game on. The reason we're here, like, can y'all be quiet? I wish Sierra would have been the halftime show. Why couldn't she jump in as a surprise guest and give us a little spark?
I agree, and The Weeknd definitely needed the spark. I mean, and you know what? I'm not trying to hate. All I'm saying is I think Beyonce and J-Lo, they really set the bar up here so high when it comes to their performance, really in the energy in a show. And The Weeknd, I don't know where their $7 million was that he spent on this show, but I didn't get $7 million hype. Like, I didn't get the excitement from the full performance that I expected.
At all. Your song is great, but I don't care to see you run through a gold room to make me dizzy. Like, that's not enough to make this a great performance.
You know what, though? Somebody tweeted me and said it's supposed to be like kind of like a statement on society today, how everyone looks the same, and then the bandages over his face are supposed to be how people get plastic surgery, and that's why his face has been looking a hot mess, because when he took the bandages off, he looked plastic, right? So I guess it's supposed to be a statement, but I wanted to see dancing, popping, boom, bang. Exactly. That's what I wanted to see at the Super Bowl, and I just didn't get that.
Give me some aerial effects, something.
Thank you. Right. Let's wrap it up with plays of the week. Now, Sean, your batting average is not the best with these predictions. But, we play the Kings Tuesday, tomorrow, 10 o'clock. It's an away game. They're coming off a 4-game winning streak. The Trailblazers, we lost that game. So this is definitely going to be payback. We didn't have Ben Simmons last time, so hopefully Ben will be back for this game, and then the Suns game on Saturday at 3:00. What are your predictions for this, Sean?
Listen, real quick. To be fair, all the games I lost is because I didn't know certain people were going to be out. I didn't know KD and those guys were going to be out. I didn't know Joel was going to sit out a game and been out one game. So I'll be right if everyone's there. They're going to win the Kings game, win the Trailblazer game, and lose the Suns game.
How about the Lakers prediction? You said we were going to lose. Everybody was there. All right. Well, that wraps things up.
Wow.
We're going to get you together with your predictions, Sean. No. Thank you guys for watching. It's the Shot Clock. Make sure you check us out every Monday at 12 o'clock on Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Thank you, Sean Bell, as always, for joining us. We're going to do side-by-sides of your predictions from now on.
All right, because my record's bad right now.
And thank you for watching. It's the Shot Clock. I'm Mina SayWhat. Thanks for watching the Shot Clock. I'm your host, Mina SayWhat, and you got something you want to talk about next week? You can always hit me up on social media at Mina SayWhat, and make sure you join us 12 o'clock next Monday on R&B Philly's Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. We'll see you then.